We're joined now by the head coach, Bryce Drew. And, Coach, congrats first off on the victory. You guys go to 1-0 in conference play and really locked down defensively in that second half. What did you see from the squad tonight?
First half, Chicago State's a tough matchup because they switch their defenses up. They play zone, then it goes to man, and then they switch. In those games, it helps to have ball handlers, creators, guys who can make decisions because they pretty much take set plays and things, out of the game. So I thought, obviously Javon was huge tonight as he's been. I thought Walter Ellis hit some big shots for us. And I thought our bigs, they passed really well in the high-low when they were switching, to help us be able to take advantage of some of that inside.
You look like you were going to establish that post advantage at times early, but without the three-point shooting coming along, that was going to get siphoned off, and it seemed like that's what broke open the game. We
were off 12 days from a game. That's almost 2 weeks, and sometimes it doesn't sound like a lot, but in the basketball world, you lose rhythm. We had a couple guys not at practice for different things, and so it was nice to get a game and to be able to play well in stretches tonight, to be able to continue to get our rhythm back because I thought we were playing so well, before this break, against San Francisco and then the game, at home with Ottawa before that. Hopefully this game really catapulted us. That second half we were really good. Hopefully we can carry that momentum from the second half.
Coach, you mentioned Javon, 24 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, only 1 turnover in 36 and a half minutes of play. Really enjoyed watching him continue to grow. What is his ceiling? What's the secret sauce there? Because he seems to get better every game.
Well, first, he loves the game. He's passionate. He's always in the gym. He's always working on his game. But a lot of people can do that. But what he has is he has the competitiveness to him, and he also just has a winning mentality. He wants to win, and it happens every day in practice. It's not a coincidence that he does this in the game because he does it every day at practice, and that's what you want from your leaders. That's what you want from your best players is you want them to bring it every single day in practice, and that's what he does.
He plays with such an even keel, too. There's a lot of games that aren't going well for him early on, and it seems like he always finds his way out of that. Is that because of his composure, you think?
I think a lot of that's maturity. Last year he started really well. He kind of had that February where he didn't play as well as what he did early. And, I really think he looked at the game and he analyzed it and, where his spots were on the floor where he could be really successful. And then credit him for really working, taking his success in the WAC tournament and state tournament into the summer, really worked on a lot of those spots and where he can really score and be effective. And he's come back, a significantly better player than he was last year, which is credit to him and his work ethic.
Hey, Coach, we talked about it. We both love the plus-minus. Math kind of freaks me out sometimes, though. Chance McMillan thought he played really well. He was a plus 35.
He had a tough assignment. He was guarding, Betson, their leading scorer.
Yeah.
Did a terrific job making his shots hard. Even the points he did score, I think he had a couple of those when Chance was not in the game. And, Chance really stayed in his stance, moved his feet, contested shots, and that's a huge number. And, as he was running by, I just told him, I said, that's the reason you played so much. You're just playing terrific defense out there. He can play better offensively. We've seen him do that. But defensively, he was too good to take off the floor tonight.
Yeah, on a night where you're missing Holland Woods, it looks like you got some bench efforts tonight that can make you feel good about your depth. Lots of guys stepped up and had some of their best play. Dima, Jaden Stone, his defense there at the end of the game on Diva, and Walt getting you going with Javon.
You're exactly right. Dima, I thought, was one of his better games. He played, big, and he scored around the basket well. And then, Jaden, I thought defensively, he and Chance were really good, defensively. And Walt Ellis came in, knocked some shots down. So, it's nice to have, a bench that we can bring in. Tayshaun Cherry had a nice run of 7 points in a row, that we can bring some scoring punch off the bench and give us a nice burst.
Coach, you mentioned the Chicago State team starting to build something, got some good freshmen. We didn't know anything about him. Deeba's a player.
He's played one game all year, and he was terrific tonight. He drove it, he shot threes, he got to the free throw line, he finished. They have some really good players. If he can play like that with the other players, like I said, they're going to surprise a lot of people this year.
Nice, of course, to start WAC play with a win when you're defending the crown. Does it feel a little different out there, you think? And how are the guys going to learn that through conference play about what it's going to be like, especially as you go on the road so much in January?
The biggest thing is us. We have to, hopefully it's going to be an endurance, race for all teams. Is can you be healthy? Can you be healthy to have your guys at practice? Can you be healthy for guys, to get to the games? 31 college basketball games canceled yesterday, just on the men's side. It's almost an endurance race. And the teams that do play, how many players are you going to be short? Tennessee lost the game because their two best players were out yesterday. And you just don't know how this whole thing's going to go. Lamar played with 8 guys tonight. You just don't know how it's all going to shake down. I think the biggest thing for us is trying to be healthy and then moving those steps up and then hopefully having our whole team ready, when our next game comes.
Is that why maybe you go a little bit deeper still with bench at this point where – a lot of times you're trying to tighten it down more because you don't know who you're going to need in conference play?
I think it's definitely valuable. Some of the guys that played tonight, getting them minutes in the non-conference schedule. We'll go to the Wyoming game with Chance McMillan. He got to start his first time, and he didn't have his best game in his first start there. Well, when Holland was out, but now Holland's out this game in conference, and he was significantly better. If he doesn't have that Wyoming game, do we get the game he had tonight? Probably not. And so getting guys some experience in that non-conference schedule, hopefully is preparing them for conference. And we definitely saw that tonight with Chance and I thought with Dima and Jaden too.
Well, Coach, a little bit of a break here before you head on the road with New Year's coming up. What do you guys do for New Year's? Does the Drew crowd go crazy on New Year's? Is it a big event for you guys?
I think you know me well enough that we're not going to be the rowdy house in the neighborhood, but definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully, I'm going to make it to New Year's. Yeah, that's Casey's house. You're
just hoping to make it to midnight.
Yeah. Sometimes we cash it in early, depending on what we do during the day. But I can tell you right now, I'm going to enjoy this win because any conference win, any win you get is something to be thankful for. So we're thankful for this, and we're definitely going to enjoy the new year.
All right, Coach. Hey, congrats on the victory, and we'll see you on the plane heading down to Texas for some road games.
It sounds great. And then, Lopes fans, Happy New Year. Thanks for listening tonight.
That's head coach Bryce Drew with his thoughts after the victory. We'll take a break, come back, and wrap things up. 80-63, Lopes get the win. This is Lopes Basketball on the GCU Radio Network.